Hi Sue, hi Caitlin, hi Thelma. Thank you for letting me know my orientation is the right way. Caitlin, hi Mary B. Sorry for the delay getting started, ladies. It's a Monday. I was rushing around trying to get one last sample done because I wanted to show you something new, and apparently my technology decided to misbehave in the process. So hopefully this will be better. Trying to adjust my light here. Thank you for sharing, Thelma. Hi, Sandy. Glad you could join me. All right, let's see here. If I can load this so I can see your comments while I'm working, and then we will go ahead and get started since I've delayed enough already. Okay. Well, we'll see if it catches up with me. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So thank you, ladies, so much for joining me for Mystery Monday, and I apologize for the technical difficulties. Today is Mystery Monday. It is November the 9th. November's gonna fly by, I think. And my technology is not working, but we're gonna go anyway. Okay. So I kept things simple this evening because I'm busy getting ready for my Stamp-A-Stack. Can everybody hear me? Sandy says she can't hear me. Can anybody hear me talking? Can someone comment for me and let me know if you can hear me? Okay, good. Thank you, Mary B. Sandy, I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe you can refresh your feed or go back out and come back in again, and hopefully that'll change for you. So I'm not sure what's going on. Apparently my technology gremlins are jumping to your house. So sorry about all the craziness this evening. So I'm getting ready for my big Christmas Stamp-A-Stack this weekend, and so I purposely planned somewhat of a simple card. And I can see your comments, but I'm not going to be able to tell what I'm doing, but that's okay. I'm doing what I'm doing, right? Okay. So I decided to go with a simple card, and so here is the card for this evening. This is a very simple fun fold, and I got this idea from a Paper Pumpkin kit. I believe it was last April. Paper Pumpkin is our monthly subscription box that we have. Each month, Stampin' Up! Sends a box of creativity to your door, and they can be card kits, they might be gift card holders, they might be some other kind of project. But the card that they made last April had this cute little fun fold, and I liked it so much I made a note so I could go back and do it again. And they had some different pieces, but I decided to kind of keep this in my back pocket for a night when I didn't want to get super complicated with the card. But I still had a lot of fun with this one, and I'm showcasing a new product tonight, so I wanted to show you. This is Curvy Christmas. This is a brand new stamp set that will be featured in the new catalog in the new year, not the Curvy Christmas. Hi, Rosellen, but the sister set, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But this features some new products, and the Curvy Christmas set and this beautiful DSP is available right now until the very beginning of January while supplies last. So if you like this cute paper and you like the Christmas set, be sure to order that right away. Let me bring over, this is the Curvy Christmas set, stamp set, which has the sweet little tree line, the stars, which could be used for any time of year, really, lots of different occasions. And then you can pair it with the Quite Curvy stamp set. This one is more of a general purpose stamp set, and there are dies that go with it. And you're gonna see a sample that I made with this one. And since this was a new product that I was allowed to pre-order and that now, starting November the 3rd, you are allowed to purchase, I wanted to feature it a little more than I have on my Facebook page and my website because I've just been a little busy. So I thought we would feature that tonight. So here again is our fun fold. Now, in the supplies that I posted earlier, I said you needed a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 12 inches. If you're sitting there thinking, oh man, I don't have any 12 by 12 paper, I don't know what I'm gonna do, I can't make this card, don't worry. Grab a piece of 8 1/2 by 11. You can make the same card. We'll just adjust some of the measurements. I'll show you some samples where I used 8 1/2 by 11 instead of the 12 by 12 to make the cards, and it still works. You still get a cute card. It's just a slight size difference. So let's go ahead and get started. So you need a piece of paper, a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/2 by 12 inches. I'm sorry, 4 1/4 by 12 inches. And you're going to score it twice. You're going to score it on the 12-inch side at 3 1/4 and then again at 6 1/2. And if you are using a piece of paper that is only 11 inches in length, keep the score marks the same. So whether it's 11 inches or 12 inches, go ahead and score it at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. And that's all the scoring you have to do. And this is shaded spruce that I'm using. And so I'm going to fold on this center. It's not quite the center, but the more central score line that you have on the 6 1/2. Fold it over and then accordion fold it back. So these two panels are going to be the same size. And then you're going to have the longer part of your card base. So next, you need a piece of Designer Series paper. That's our printed paper. That is 3 inches by 4 inches. This card does not require a lot of supplies, which is nice. You can use your scraps of Designer Series paper. And so I picked this cute little Christmas tree print to go with the shaded spruce. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal. I just put a new refill in here, so I've got to get it started. Roll it a little bit. There we go. Just had to get that adhesive to catch. Oh, and it does not want to cooperate tonight. It's definitely a Monday. Okay, so this is our adhesive that has the segmented little pieces. I love it. I think it is the best for all sorts of projects. It is my go-to. So I'm going to put this Designer Series paper on the front of the card, that front flap. And you'll see in my samples, you can experiment. Once you get the hang of this card, you will be able to try embossing cardstock and putting a panel here and doing some stamping, different things. So lots of possibilities, and I always like to show you all the options you have when making a card. Next, I'm going to work on the inside of my card. Here's my sample I'm going to bring over, and I'm going to do the stamping on the inside, the sweet little tree line, and I'm going to add some snowflakes. And then I'm going to stamp the front piece and finish the card up. So this is a photopolymer stamp set, so I'm going to bring over my Stampin' Pierce mat because I need that extra little cushion, and because I'm going to stamp off the paper, I'm going to bring over a piece of scrap paper to stamp on. The inside of the card is what I call your typical insert. It's 5 1/4 inches by 4. So I have my shaded spruce ink to match the cardstock, and I have my tree line stamp on a large block. It actually is hanging over a little on the edges, but it's okay. And when I have a large stamp like this, what I like to do is take my ink pad to the stamp. Rather than take my stamp to the ink pad like I normally do, I like to do it this way. I just feel I can get a better look at where the ink is. So I'm going to tap gently, keeping the ink pad as flat as I can so I don't get ink all over the place. Remember, you don't want to smush your ink down on your stamp. So I'm just going to tap back and forth, and I can see that I've got ink everywhere that I want ink. And when I'm ready to go, I'm going to just place my stamp here at the bottom of my insert, press it down for a couple seconds, and then lift off. And there's my cute little tree line. I might even put that on my envelope. I haven't designed my envelope yet. I might just have to do that. And now I think I'm good to move that scrap paper out of the way. Then the next thing I want to do on my insert is add some sweet little snowflakes. I decided I just needed a little something else to dress this up. So I am using Smoky Slate ink to add a few snowflakes. I didn't want to go crazy with them, but I'm going to see this edge of the paper when I close the card. So I wanted to make sure I had a little something so the card wasn't too plain. So I think I like that. So that completes the insert for the card, and I'm going to set that aside for a minute. And this is one of the scalloped rectangle dies with the stitching detail from the Stitched So Sweetly set of dies that we have. It has these rectangles in graduated sizes and a few different shapes, which you'll see in some of the samples, and I just love it. It's one of my favorite sets, and I love the stamped or the stitch detail on these dies. It's just awesome. So now I'm going to bring over my Cherry Cobbler ink, and this quite curvy, the Curvy Christmas set has this sweet little bow. So I decided this little bow needed to be at the top of my die cut. And then I want to add my sentiment in the shaded spruce. And my sentiment says, "Thinking of you at Christmas." And so this, I'm just going to put sort of central on this little rectangle. I didn't want to do it too close to the bottom because I thought it would leave too much white space. And then I thought I just need a little something else. So I thought I would add a little bit of bling. So I have my rhinestones. I like to keep my rhinestones in an empty stamp case. This way I know where they all are. And let's see, I had some, oh, there they are. That last minute card I put together, I shuffled my rhinestones around. So pardon the digging. So I am just going to put a little rhinestone on either side of this adorable little bow, which I didn't get the best impression, but I think I can touch that up with a marker when I'm done. I'm not going to attempt to restamp it tonight. The way my luck is running this evening, that would be disaster. So, now I just need to finish assembling the card. So here's my insert. A little adhesive on the back. Now that I've got it going, it's behaving. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. We'll see. So there is that insert. And you'll see I can just see the edge of it when I have it closed. And so for this card, I decided with the shape of this rectangle that I wanted to overhang the front flap of the card. So I'm going to watch where I place my dimensionals. I definitely don't want to do all four corners because then I'd stick it to the card and it wouldn't open. Anybody been there, done that before? So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on those corners and then just slightly shy of half. And that way I know I won't overhang my card. So now that those dimensionals are on, it's just a matter of placing that die cut piece where I want it. You'll see if I flip it open, I definitely have my dimensionals covered, which is good. And then I have my sweet little Christmas card. So there is a look at the Curvy Christmas set, which you can purchase now. If you want a better look at it, you can visit my website, thefaithfulstamper.stampinup.net, and take a look at that November host code if you are placing an order. Closing my ink up before I break up my samples. You know me and my penchant for getting ink on things. So there is our sweet little Christmas card. Are you guys ready to see some samples? So there we go, the Christmas card. And I wanted to show you, let me bring this back over for just a minute. So this is the card I made with the 12 by 12. This card I made using the 8.5 by 11. So you can see the size difference. Pardon me, the top card is just a little bit smaller because you are working with 1 inch less of paper, but it totally still works. Concept is the same, just a slightly different size. So for this one, I decided to just let the Designer Series paper do the talking. This is some of our Playful Patterns paper, and I decided to echo the little circles with the stitch circles. Excuse me. And then I stamped the edge of the cardstock on the inside with a little speckle. I believe that's from the Forever Fern set, because when I was putting this together, I liked the look of the card, but I did not like all this white space here, so I decided it definitely needed a little something. So here's one option with your card being the 11-inch size cardstock instead of the 12-inch, but here's another option for you. Again, using that 11-inch, I changed the orientation on the card, and I made this one open up. I just wanted to try something different, and I thought this came out really sweet. And so I used another piece of Designer Series paper here on the bottom. It's actually the reverse side of this pattern, and then stamped my sentiment and popped that up on dimensionals as well. Now this card is probably one of my favorites. This features the Quite Curvy set. And here's where I took a piece of cardstock, and instead of using Designer Series paper here, I embossed the cardstock. And then I used the other set of dies that come in the Stitch So Sweetly set. These are 2 of the shapes that we have. And this sentiment here is also from the Quite Curvy set. But here's what I think is adorable. Look how cute! I've always been kind of fascinated. I love birds, but like the bird on a wire idea always appealed to me, and I've kind of wanted to try it for a while and just haven't gotten around to it or found the right stamp set or way to do that. So I thought, let's try it with this. So I simply took a marker in Night of Navy and drew a line with a ruler, and then I positioned my birds on it. I stamped them in Night of Navy, and then I took watercolor pencils and I colored them blue, and then I gave their tummies just a smidge of color. I did pink on the middle and yellow on the other 2, and then I took a blender pen and just kind of softened up the look. So I think this is absolutely sweet. I love how that little bird peeks out from the side. So I love that one. And of course, no naked envelope, so I needed a little birdie on my envelope too. And then since I went with such a simple card design, I decided to give you a sneak peek of some brand new products that are coming. One of the advantages of being a demonstrator is you get to see new products before anybody else does. And I was supposed to be coming back from a trip to Salt Lake City where I would have gotten to see all things Stampin' Up, but unfortunately with the times right now we had to go virtual. So I spent the weekend at On Stage at Home, which was our national conference. And one of the goodies I got for attending was a brand new stamp set called Enjoy the Moment. And so that is where this stamp came from. So I paired it with Cinnamon Cider, one of our in colors, and made a new card featuring that stamp set. And ladies, if you want a new catalog, be sure to message me if you haven't already, and I will make sure you get one when I get them in my hands. I cannot wait to have them. I got a sneak peek. Let me tell you, ladies, there is some absolutely gorgeous designer series paper coming. I love it all, and I don't normally say that. I usually like it all, but I don't end up buying it all. I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy all the paper because it's gorgeous. So here's a sneak peek of the one little stamp set. And then another perk, because I was going to conference, was they offered us another stamp set ahead of time. This one is called Dragonfly Garden. It's part of the Dandy Garden suite. And so here's the stamp set. Dragonflies are very popular, they're a favorite. I've not been big on them, but I really like the stamp set. And the paper is beautiful. So I decided I had to break it out. This was the card I was rushing around at the last minute to get finished. My day just kind of took a different direction today, so. But there's this beautiful designer series paper, and I stamped the image on the edge, but I thought it was a little too plain, so I needed to add some rhinestones. I used our champagne rhinestones. And then I still wasn't happy with it, so I added a strip of designer series paper because I just felt like this was a little too much white space. So I broke it up with just a 1/2 inch strip of the designer series paper, and I positioned it so you could see it when the card was closed. And then we have a dragonfly punch. It's a duo punch where we have the large dragonfly and a small dragonfly as well. And so these products you will see in the new January to June mini catalog, which I hope to have in my hands before too long. So perks of being a demonstrator, getting to play with new things and sharing them. I get to tease you with them. So there we have it, ladies. There is our fun fold for our Mystery Monday. I hope you enjoyed seeing that simple technique that makes sweet cards. Not everything has to be big and fancy. Sometimes just a simple little fold is all you need to dress up a card. And as I showed you in one of the other samples, you can change your orientation so it opens from the top, or you could even, I thought about flipping it around so it was a pull down card. I just didn't end up taking that path. So thank you so much for joining me for my Mystery Monday. I hope to be back on Friday night with a center step card. And then the ladies who have contacted me, we will be stamping together virtually on Saturday night for my Christmas card Stamp-A-Stack. So thank you, ladies, for joining me for my Mystery Monday. I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Happy crafting!